Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. And today I'm finally going to be reviewing The Batman, one of the most anticipated films of 2022, a film I've been excited for so long. And I want to say this film delivers. But before we go into the review, hit the subscribe button if you have not yet. Hit the like button if you enjoy what you hear. Leave your comments down below on what you think of the Batman film. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out for yourself. It dropped in the UK today. It's been out in the US for a few days. I'm pretty sure it's out worldwide now anyway, so definitely go check it out because Robert Pattinson nailed this. And obviously, spoilers ahead because we're going to talk about everything that happened in the film. So let's go. So the Batman, this film has been through, so many reshoots and redevelopments from scripts from Ben Affleck, almost directing and writing and starring as the Batman. But now we are here with Robert Pattinson's interpretation of the Batman, the third Batman we've had in the last decade on the big screen with Bale, Affleck, and now Pattinson. And I can happily say I believe Pattinson. I know he's only done one film. He is the best version of the Batman that we've had so far. He truly embraced the detective side, the violent side with the choreographed scenes. I still believe Bale and Ben Affleck had better Bruce Wayne moments. He was very good and believable as Bruce Wayne. He looked not entirely like Bruce Wayne, but you could tell everything he'd been through, these past 2 years. So, he's got his own interpretation of Bruce Wayne. I believe he did a good job as Bruce Wayne. He was phenomenal as Batman, and he was good as Bruce Wayne. There's been better versions, but he still did a very good job. Same with Alfred. I believe Andy Serkis did an okay job as Alfred, but he was only in the film for half of it until he was hospitalized. I believe that could be truly down to his busy schedule, being involved with the new Luther film connected to the Idris Elba project. But it's always going to be hard, and I don't want to compare him, but it's always going to be hard when you're taking on a role like Alfred. I love Sean Pertwee in the Gotham series. I love Michael Caine in the Batman trilogy. Andy Serkis will be beloved, I believe, after a couple more films. It is said to be a trilogy, so I'm obviously looking forward to that. Colin Farrell, sorry, I was getting the names mixed up. He did a fantastic job of bringing the Penguin to life. A very small role, a side character to Falcone's role in the film, who actually surprisingly had a big role in this film. He wasn't advertised or shown, but he's a huge part of the Batman franchise, and to have him involved in this was brilliant. The whole mention of Maroni was brilliant. The guy who played the Riddler, he did a phenomenal job bringing the psychological crazy side. His relationship with Batman in this film, and the relationship they had was just top notch. Zoe Kravitz brought the Catwoman to life just as good as Anne Hathaway did in Dark Knight Rises. I believe they're on par with each other, but Zoe Kravitz will probably edge it once she's been seen in another film. Um, and you had Thingy Wright, who plays Commissioner Gordon. I forgot his first name. He did a phenomenal job. Again, you go into this film, because the only thing you can relate to is the Dark Knight franchise. Ben Affleck's series was so messy and all over the place, but even though I loved him as Ben Affleck as Batman, and you had the guy who played Scar as Alfred, who did a very good job as well. Again, the names are coming to me, but it's always hard following in Gary Oldman's footsteps, and I believe he did a very good job, and his relationship with Batman was brilliant. We're in the year 2 of Batman, so you got to see his relationship with the cops, his relationship with the people, and from the 3-hour films are normally very hard to score well, and I believe this did in such a good way. The pacing was so good for the Batman story to be told properly. The detective sides were done properly. His relationship with Catwoman and Falcone and Penguin and the Iceberg Lounge, everything flowed well. His development in the case with Riddler, working at who was Ben, who was working for Falcone, or the Rat, as they would call it. They fought for the whole film. The chase with the Penguin was insane, where the Batmobile comes through the fire and he flips Penguin's car. And it turns out Falcone had been the main villain for the entire film. And for him to be killed off as well was huge. I think this film If you're a Batman fan, you'll love 3 hours. If you're not a Batman fan, you will not love it because it's a very slow film in a good way. It had your crime scenes. It had Batman being so intelligent and working out ciphers and the riddles. And his relationship with Gordon was getting better and better and better over the film. Martin, as one of the main cops, he sort of was becoming acceptance of Batman towards the end of the film. I love even when Riddler was in Arkham. You got obviously a look at Arkham, which was really cool. The film wasn't over. Gotham is flooded, and it's built on for another great sequel where people like Penguin and the Joker, who obviously was teased to be played by the young lad in Eternals, to have him become the Joker is something I can't comment on because he doesn't. He looks like he could. Like you look at Cameron in Gotham, he probably have that same vibe. You know, the laugh sounds cool. His relationship with the Riddler will either be in the second or third film. So we will have to wait on that. But I'm glad they introduced him. There wasn't, the people said online, there's a lot of nods to other characters. There wasn't too many nods. There was a Hush reference. I don't know if it was actually in relation to Hush's character. Um, but I'm hoping, we've heard a name like Mr. Freeze, Court of Owls be chucked around. I'm looking forward to seeing them if they come into the series. The Penguin getting his series, the TCPD getting their own series, it'd be similar to Gotham. And Arkham Asylum getting focused. I hope we can get to see characters like Killer Croc, Clayface, Two Face, these characters who I'd love to see come to the big screen. Black Mask. There's so many people you can bring to the big screen, and I believe there's endless roads. But ultimately, the Batman did everything justice. They gave backstories, they gave backgrounds on things, they didn't rush scenes, they properly did things. The Riddler, I like how they did his general traps, the timers, um, the psychological laugh he did when he unveiled himself later. It's just the monologues, the conversations, the visuals, everything about this film was perfect. The suit on Robert Pattinson was perfect. I love how he used the gun as the bat symbol. I love how the bat symbol looked. The Batmobile looked really cool. I'm always going to be a big fan of the Tumbler. And I think Ben Affleck's technically the only person who's had a proper Batmobile since the original films. So, I hope they introduce more of those stuff. We didn't see many of his gadgets in this as well. We saw the grapple gun many times, but we didn't see the Batarangs. I don't think we saw them at all, which was a shame. Wayne Manor wasn't in the film, so it must have been burnt down at this point, and that's why they live in one of the towers, Wayne Tower, in the film. So yeah, it's there's a lot to take in from this film. I think it's phenomenal, and the further you go into this film, you see how everything interconnects and connects to the end and gives a polished film. Robert Pattinson was hated so much for getting this role, and people thought he wasn't built for it. And I think everyone was perfectly cast. Andy Serkis probably shouldn't have been in the film if he was working on other projects, so they probably should have got someone else to play the role. But he was good at playing Alfred, so I would give him that. His relationship with Robert on screen was very good when they did the small scenes together. Ultimately, you need to check this out. It is a perfect 10 out of 10. I don't know how it compares, in my opinion, at the moment to the Dark Knight trilogy because they're very different. You see this as a detective film. The Batman Begins is his destiny to become the Batman, the savior, his role in the League of Shadows. The second one is, yes, a similar psychological thriller, but it's bank heists. It's about peace and all that. It's very different. The third one is about world dominance on Gotham, Bane's destruction of the world. They're all very different, but they're all good in their own different ways. Each film has had very good villains, but I'm glad Robert Pattinson is putting his own imprint on the series and the franchise. And I've heard obviously it's going to be doing its own Batverse. I don't know what that incorporates, whether it'll be Batgirl, Michael Keaton's Batman, whether we'll get Robin, Nightwing, whether Catwoman will return, who knows? But there's a long list of characters I want to see join this franchise, and I can't wait to see more of Robert. Matt Reeves did a phenomenal job. The score was good, choreography was good. the directing, the writing, the editing. It was a polished film. I loved the red and black, and they just need to keep it up and make a good trilogy. And it'll be on par with the Christopher Nolan trilogy, or even better, if they introduce the right characters, right actors, and if they could pull off the Joker and the Riddler returning in the future. So yeah, let me know what you think about the future of the Batman. I think it is definitely going to be one of the best films of this year, but I will have to give it a second watch to give it a fully polished thought. But yeah, let me know what you think down below. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Go check out the Batman. Goodbye.